and we're back with Rustling Pages with Max and Chris on 93.5 CHMR-FM. And we're talking to Ryan Steeves now. Ryan, for anyone who doesn't know him, he's a political science and religious studies student with a focus on global political economics. He's the VP he has been since getting involved in the political scene. He's been the vice president of the Newfoundland and Labrador Youth Parliament. He's very involved with the political science and religious studies faculty societies. President of the MUN Liberals, vice president of the provincial Young Liberals, and incoming MUNSU Arts Rep. And so tonight we're going to be talking to Ryan a little bit about his experience in the political machine that is Newfoundland politics, as well as last night's Virginia Waters by-election. So Ryan, great to have you on the show.
Nice to be here.
Thanks for coming. So Ryan and I met last year through mutual interest through the student union and through a little bit of PR as your role as a page up in the house. Welcome to the show. Thank you very much for coming.
Yeah, no, it's great to have you here, Ryan. And so how we got in touch with Ryan to get him on the show was last week. I posted the YouTube video of last week's show, and Ryan gave it a listen, and he called me out for how me and Max were talking about the PCs and the NDP, but no Liberals. So we figured we'd give him a crack at the Rustling Pages.
And I mean, and surprising to say the least that even though you didn't get the Rustling Pages influence, the Cathy Bennett campaign was still able to win, which is phenomenal in its own terms.
Yes,
congratulations. I was loud enough on my own.
Congratulations on that victory.
So, regardless of the party affiliation right now, Ryan, we recognize that you kind of exemplify the politically active students. So, I mean, that's why we were kind of initially interested in getting involved, having you on here. And so, and at the least, I mean, you get me kind of horny about getting involved with politics in a whole. So I'm curious as to how you got involved.
How I first got involved in politics? Well, I was always kind of interested. The first time I actually got involved outside of like running for student council in like high school and stuff like that was during the federal and provincial elections of 2011. I was a late bloomer. I actually, strangely enough, given my titles right now, I helped out in 2 NDP campaigns that year, and they were great experiences, and they brought me on to greener pastures, or redder ones.
and Ryan, are you a local of the Avalon? Is this where you grew up?
I grew up in Pooch Cove. I still live in Pooch Cove. I've never moved in my life.
That's right. Oh, great. So, and when did you picture yourself involved with politics? Did you ever picture yourself as involved as you are now? Because I certainly, I'm getting my feet wet at this point, and I never saw myself that involved.
I don't think at any point I actually realized how much I could have been involved. When I was really young, I was at my nan's place of work, and a lady asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up. I wasn't even in kindergarten by then, and I said to her that I wanted to be the Prime Minister of Canada. I mean,
what's in the water?
I didn't realize I didn't realize it'd be this much work, and I'm not even that far now. But you know,
true. You know what you were getting yourself into.
All right, so when that was like the planting of the seed, but when you first got really involved, like when you got to university, I guess, or like what was the first event that got your foot in the door with the whole scene?
The first thing that I got involved with in the university was actually just MUN Political Science Society. I wasn't very active when I first got in there, but I actually was on that society with your other guest, Russell.
Oh, nice.
So that was a good experience. It was a nice start. Wasn't very partisan, but you know.
And so, how have you continue to position yourself, and where do you see yourself going with all this stuff? I mean, it could have happened naturally, and maybe you didn't see it coming, but how do you see yourself progressing, not only through the university avenue, but like into the future as well?
Well, it was a lot of fun to get directly involved in university politics this past year. Ran in a by-election and a general election for MUNSU, as you did too, Max. But, I mean, it was kind of natural. I was always really interested in just being involved, being hands-on. I like direct action towards doing things. That's why campaigning is my favorite thing to do. So I don't know. The best way to do it, I guess, is to check out like societies. You'll meet people there, and those people can help you out. I mean, if you just talk to people at university who you don't know prior, you'll get involved in something.
Yeah, and we're going to get into some of the stuff that's happening right now and what happened last night. But before we get into that, I'm just gonna say, I mean, it's people like Ryan who get me interested in stuff like this. You know, like you're kind of setting an example for people about getting involved in politics, which is great. And you know, even beyond the university, before we get into the Virginia Water stuff, could you just explain a little bit about your first experiences with political campaigns? And you said it could have been through different candidates and stuff like that.
Well, okay. So my first
I feel like it'd be
experience,
overwhelming, personally.
my first experiences, I wasn't like too politically savvy. I went with good candidates in my riding and district. At that point, I didn't put a lot of work into it. I called some people. I didn't knock on a single door, but I did a lot of calls. I did some get out the vote stuff. But when I really got involved was the Liberal leadership this summer and in the fall, and I did everything on that campaign. I called people, I knocked on doors, I ran around sticking posters up in random places, I prepared debates. It was fun, and after that, I just didn't want to stop being involved. I knocked on doors in Carbonear. That's a ways out.
Yeah,
but,
it is though.
And obviously with Virginia Waters, which we're going to talk about a little bit more,
yeah.
I dedicated every waking moment of my life except for the times that I had to pass in a paper. And that didn't take up very much time.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I was following it on the Twitter sphere, the cyberspace, and you were definitely all waking hours on the campaign trail. So let's move into that now. We'll talk a little bit about Virginia Waters. So obviously, your crew, the Liberals, they won. That's sweet. We'll talk about that last.
Congratulations, Mr. Steeves.
Yeah, and we'll let you rep the crew. But so first, Sheila O'Leary, you were telling me you thought she did a little better than might have been expected. So what does it mean for Sheila? What does it mean for the NDP? What does this result mean for the NDP?
I mean, a lot of people disagree with me on this, but I don't care. The thing about it is, the NDP proved in a way that they aren't just like a protest vote. In this, they became like an optional party, like they have been, but proved that they can still be. The thing is, Sheila O'Leary might have thought that she'd do better. A lot of people might have thought that she'd do better. But the thing about it is, what could have only been expected is like the anti-PC vote going to one place.
Yeah.
It didn't happen that way.
Yeah.
It went very nicely into 3 parties and worked out for my party. But, you know, she did better. And whether the NDP think it or not, I think that was a good showing for them.
No, that's good. That's good. Yeah, and I mean, we'll see. I'm sure we'll see more of Sheila. I mean, we saw her in the mayoral election, and
next chance she gets.
I'm sure. Oh, I'm sure. If Danny had won, she'd be going for that. She'd be going for his council seat. But so speaking of Danny, I was doing a little bit of work for him, like we were talking about last week. It was nice and tight. I mean, I think personally that how tight it was is a good showing that maybe the PC party isn't as down as out as a lot of the haters have been saying. I definitely was not on board with those sentiments, but Ryan, you might have different thoughts. What do you think this might mean for the PCs, or maybe reaffirm for the PCs in your mind?
The weirdest thing I heard about this was what Tom Marshall said when he found out the results, which was, "We're back. Everything's good now." I can't see anything further from the truth. Cathy Dunderdale did just took out any competition easily when she was in there. Even like the last time when the NDP did a significant like vote total.
Yeah.
But like the idea that the PCs think they're doing well based on Virginia Waters is just a bad assessment.
Yeah.
Virginia Waters was theirs to lose, and it was ours to win, and we won. And it's unfortunate for you guys, I guess.
Yeah,
So-
no, true enough.
What is Cathy's kind of main kind of position in the district? What are her goals and her outcomes and stuff?
Yeah,
that
now
are
we'll
really
we'll,
valuable?
we'll move in now to your girl Cathy.
Okay. So the question you were asking is what does she think is valuable in the district?
Or what is she going to prioritize in the district? now that she-
Prioritize?
now that she's kind of, or what do you think is going to be the priorities of that position?
Well, the thing is, Cathy's been talking about a lot during her campaign and has consistently talked about the fact that St. John's, the St. John's area doesn't get a lot of attention when it comes to job creation. Job creation is focused entirely on resources in Newfoundland and Labrador. It's a thing that, it's not a job I'll ever end up doing. I know that for certain. What Cathy wants are knowledge-based jobs that university graduates can want and not just trades graduates. Because the thing about it is, job creation is great. The number of jobs, having jobs grow is a really nice number to have. But you need to have jobs that people want to go into, that they want to stay and do. Because if you don't have that, I mean, you don't have a sustainable population, which, I mean, right now, it's quite possible to look at the Newfoundland and Labrador population and how it's changing and saying, well, you know what, we look like a population that's going extinct. The young of our population are leaving and the old are staying.
Yeah.
And, we only live so long.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. That's actually a lot of the problem that's happening in Nova Scotia, too. And we're starting to see a little slowly but surely. I mean, it's got to start somewhere. That shift is starting to happen here. So something definitely needs to be done. So now let's kind of tie it all back to the kind of what got this all started with getting you on the show, your experience with this Virginia Waters campaign with Cathy. You've been doing a lot. So
You want to know why we won?
I don't know. I don't know if I'll go that far, but
we you were a soldier this whole time.
Yeah.
Right. You were accredited with probably at least a portion of this win.
yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Well, David Cochran called me and a couple other people who worked on the campaign goons. The goons that were always there. We were the bodyguards. And honestly, like 3 mornings out of the week, we took Cathy out to different locations. And we would do waves on the side of the street. We'd go into Sobeys right before a storm, and we'd help people with their emergency groceries.
Right.
It was fun. The thing is, I felt like Cathy Bennett for me is the kind of person I want to work for. I want to help. It's not just a party thing, though. Like, I really, really like the people who are getting involved in the Liberal Party, especially for a candidate's basis. But yeah, it's just a person I really want to work for, a person I really, really wanted to win, and I think out of the 3 deserved it the most. Mainly, I think because of how hard she worked and how hard the people around her wanted to work for her. And not only that, we were organized. I mean, the PCs can talk about how organized they were, and I don't mean to humble brag, because I'm going to brag outright. The thing is,
Oh my God.
no party in Newfoundland and Labrador has a database that isn't a spreadsheet, except for the Liberal Party. No party in Newfoundland and Labrador spends money on a database. They spend money on scrutineers, which, well, only one party does that. But the thing is,
Yeah, you're talking about diligence right now, and the party being...
Well, the thing is, we made sure that we knew who was going to vote for us. We made sure that an electronic list was consistently updated with the names of those people being cut off,
Right.
so that we wouldn't be bothering them all day long. And we had a strong effort on the phones, and we had a strong effort in cars bringing people to polls. And I think all candidates tried to do that, but I don't think any candidate did it as well. Plus, we were out there every morning, we were out there every night, we were out there every evening, and most of those I was there.
Yeah, no, that's
Champion.
It is good. You did do great work. It was awesome actually watching your live tweets. I kind of strive. My goal that I've set since I started working with the PC party there a few weeks ago is I would like to be the Ryan Steeves of the young PC universe. Always rocking the Twitter and just repping the party.
And try.
I don't want to be that, by the way, just to make sure that those listeners out there know that we are a multi-partisan radio station.
Yeah,
Try very, very hard not to be hackish.
None of the
It's
views
tricky.
expressed in this interview necessarily reflect those of Max. or
Of the
Wrestling Pages as a
shareholders
whole.
of the shareholders of the Wrestling Page Corp.
All opinions are our own.
I mean, the one good thing about partisan involvement in Newfoundland and Labrador, I know that not all people agree with that statement in general, but the good thing about partisan involvement in Newfoundland and Labrador is the parties are all very welcoming, even the PCs.
Yes, of course the PCs. There's
Whether they're all very welcoming. There are people in every party that are worth meeting, worth talking to, worth listening to, which is more than you can say for some places. Each of the three parties have something to give to Newfoundland and Labrador. You just have to listen to their message, choose the best one, and find people you like. Because as weird as that sounds, that matters too. Because if you're campaigning for people you don't like, you won't fight as hard.
Yeah, you got to invest.
well, then your heart's not in it either, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so we're almost running out of time here. We're almost to the half-hour break. So
And we need to
Ryan,
thank you for dealing with our live studio audience.
we do, and
our heckler.
I would just like to say before I feel like it behooves me to say this before we ask Ryan our last little bit of questions, because I feel that I'm gonna get like hung, drawn, and quartered for some of the stuff that's been on the air. So I just want to give a shout out to my PCs and the NDP as well. If anyone wants to come on and talk about their party, please.
Or Chris Bruce and the
contact us.
Greens, or whoever.
Anyone wants to come on and talk about their party.
Come on, Lucas.
Come on.
You want to start your own party? Come on out.
Yeah, just come on and talk about the show.
We have a cake party, exactly.
We got to diversify our bonds. So come on and talk about whatever you want to talk about. And so, Ryan, I think this will be one of our last questions, or our last question. What would you say is the biggest thing that you learned from this whole Virginia Waters campaigning, working experience?
Okay. So there's one thing that I was told before, but it never rang true until I worked on this campaign and on her leadership campaign as well, which was something my great aunt told me once while she was driving me to MUN from Pooch Cove. She said, if you want something done, you have to ask the busiest person in the room. And the thing is, Virginia Waters elected the busiest person in the room. The thing is, when you want somebody to work for you, when you want somebody to do a good job in political office, when you want someone to do a good job in any kind of board, in any organization, you have to pick a busy person. People who make themselves busy, people who push themselves. When you find that person, you know you found the right person for the job. That sounds a little bit construed, but that's the kind of person I want to be. That's the kind of person I hope everyone finds themselves wanting to be at some point in their life, at least for somebody.
No, that's awesome. Actually, I'm gonna remember that.
That's kind of profound.
Yeah, that was wicked. I'm gonna remember that.
So we thank you for coming on
Yeah,
tonight.
thank you very much, Ryan.
We hope you can stick around to the end of the show, because we kind of have like this post-party VIP afterwards for all the guests. You know,
Well,
get on
let
the
me take a
list.
selfie. We might though.
So
We might
Ryan,
take a
we are
selfie.
going to give you the last word here. So feel free to maybe share with the people some things that you find interesting, maybe to get involved with. And
Oh, yeah.
So this is your last word.
Well, a good thing to get involved with, I'm going to be shameless right now, is to get involved with the MUN Liberals. I'm the president, which means it's amazing. We're very organized. We're the most organized political group on campus. Some people here might disagree with me. I certainly don't. And if you guys want to get involved with a party that's going to win, you can get involved with ours.
Yeah. All right. Or any party at all. Any party on campus. All the major parties do have their MUN group. But get involved. Getting involved is
I'm
the
mostly
most important
kidding.
thing. Oh, I know. I just got to make sure the masses
So thank you
know.
very much for coming on, Ryan.
Yeah, no problem.
It's been great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.